One day, my brothers and I had an argument. I have two brothers, both of them younger than me. I'm the oldest. And my mother she sensed that we were not speaking to each other. We were angry, upset. And my mother then said that if you can't get along with your family, then you won't get along with others. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. I don't want to hear you call anybody. I don't want to hear you inviting someone over or wanting to go over someone's house. And I don't remember exactly how old we were, maybe teenagers, but she didn't feel it was right that you treat your family members, that you ignore your family members or you're mad at your family members, and then here you are going to speak to someone who's non-family and not trying to make amends with your family. So my mother was big on that, and the background behind her wanting us to be a close knit family, my brothers, myself, and her, is because one reason is because she was from a family where there was a lot of jealousy, a lot of complaining and just fighting, and she didn't want that for her with her family. I say it in a book that I've written about her and her lessons, is that she hid those things that she saw that were going on in her life. She hid those things in her heart because she believed that family should not be that way. There should not be bickering. If anything, you should be a close knit family. And that's what she wanted for us. She wanted us to be a close knit family because she just felt like if you can't get along with your family, your immediate family, then how are you supposed to be getting along with others? And I've used that with my children, that if you're fussing and fighting and not getting along, this needs to be addressed before you do anything else with anybody else. And I think it's helped because I can sit back and I can see my son and a daughter, laughing, talking to one another, playing games. And of course, they still have their squabbles, their fights. But for me, I try my best to encouraging them to handle their arguments. What are you really arguing about? Whatever it is it more important than your relationship? Because you guys came from the same place. You have this, the blood runs through you. I am your mother, he is your father. And it doesn't matter about that. What matters is the relationship that you develop at home with your siblings is often the relationships that you take outside the home, right? In the workplace, any facilities or organizations that you're a part of, church, whatever it may be, that often if somebody is treating someone negatively, as well as treating them politely, kindly, if you go back to the home, if you've traveled back in time, you'll often see those behaviors there. For the past year, I've been discussing virtues with my children. A list of 52 virtues that I found online. I was going to use these during Bible study with children when we were living in Ohio, but that move to Oregon, and then we had in 2019, and then we had COVID that happened in 2020. I saw it as an opportunity to address virtues, to address character, because I believe that education, as parents, we are responsible for our children's education, no matter what. The schools may say that, well, I'm responsible for your child's behavior. Yes, they are. But ultimately, the school they go to, the teachers we choose, the lessons, the curriculum that we choose for them to be a part of, we are responsible for that. Well, how can you be responsible if there's only one school district? Well, we still have the opportunity to do online learning often, and also as homeschooling. So no matter what's going on in school, parents, we are ultimately responsible for our children's education, for our child's education. So character, Martin Luther King is the one that said that character and intellect are important. I just added another one: character, intellect, and purpose is important. And part of our purpose, as I've shared here on my podcast, is expressing love. We came from love. We're here to express it in our multiple gifts, our talents, divine ways of reflecting our creator, our, our, our allowing people to see themselves through our life's work, to see who they are, to remember who they are. And so we've been, I've already went through this list before, and I will continue to go through the list. But caring is one of the virtues. And caring, as I've always done, read the definition: caring is giving love and attention to people and things that matter to you, right? And so if you say you love someone, if you say I care about you, then your actions are going to be in alignment with your words. And my mom would always tell us that is that people, as long as people have a tongue, they will talk, right? People can fix their mouths to say anything, she would say. But it's the actions that we look at that really tells the story, that really completes the story. Is someone saying they love you, but yet still they're hitting you? They love you, but they're using profanity towards you or saying abusive words towards you. They love you, but they're calling you a wimp. They're calling you, outside your name. What are those actions? Are they withholding information from you? Are they blocking you from achieving your goals, your purpose? When we're talking about caring, caring is you help others become the best version of themselves. It says caring is you are aware that you are worthy. I'm sorry. When you care about people, you help them. I just used the example. If someone says they care about you, then they're gonna help you as much as they can to help you to achieve your goals, especially if there's something they can do or add to it without causing harm for them or discomfort or pain. We're gonna try our best to do for you as much as we possibly can because we care about you. You think you treat people and things gently and respectfully. I use the example of calling out names. It's so easy for our children, grown children, as well as young children, to pick up names out of their environment and to bring those names home to family. I've had it, my children have. Someone had told Cam in the first grade that they hate him, and he came home and he said that to his sister. And I said, no, you're going to leave that. You're going to give that back to the person that said it. Because often we when people project our pain, sometimes we tend to take that pain inside. We internalize it. And when we do that, we increase our chances of projecting that pain on someone else because you have made that a part of your inner foundation, as part of your garden, your inner garden, right? Where we grow thoughts, where we with those thoughts become behaviors and actions. And so I've had the same thing with my daughter, and you can sit back and think about your language and things that you've said when we talk about energy and how that can affect us and internalizing pain. And think about some of the words, your vocabulary. Where did you get a lot of things that you say? If you're cursing, I have a client and she curses, and I told her, I said, you sound like a man. And come to find out that she's having her husband talks to her like that. So she's internalized how he talks to her. Now it's not my responsibility to tell people what to do, but part of my role is to make you aware. Is spiritual awakening. Because if you're more aware of how people are treating you, and you're more aware of your self-worth and that you deserve better, you'll make those decisions, those right decisions yourself. You don't need anyone to pressure you or push you into making those decisions. You will do it yourself. Caring makes the world a safer place. Can you imagine if we really truly gave love? There's Bible verses First, oh gosh, I think it's Second Corinthians 13. I have to get my Bible. But love, if you look at the definition of love, love does not dishonor people. Love is patient, love is kind, it protects, it hopes, it always perseveres. It doesn't delight in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. When we think about the definition of love, and remember, it's not about the Bible, because I don't limit our creator to just the Bible. This is a massive energy spirit that created the universe and that created earth, the universe, and beyond. So I don't just limit this power, this high energy, to just one name. I may use multiple names. I may say higher power or spirit with a capital S. But I don't want to limit it, because that's where a lot of our arguments come from. We're so into limiting this energy, this spirit, this voice that talks to you, this inner wisdom and guidance that will let you know when something's coming, or when you're going down the wrong street or road, or when it's time to leave a relationship and it says, go, you need to leave now. It's more than just a book. The biggest thing is making sure our children understand who they are. They're not hate. They're not fear. They're not divisiveness. And I actually tweeted something on social media recently, and it had to do with, as far as babies don't come out hating or divisive. If you look at them, and I've seen children play, they'll play with a kid that is a different color of them, and they'll have so much fun. And then you see them when they get older, and they don't want to play with that person anymore. Or they're saying things that maybe they've been told. Our thoughts have a direct and indirect impact on the people that we say we love. Love doesn't dishonor others. If we truly love people, we're going to want them to care and accept and not judge others based on color or any other divisive characteristic that we have. Any other divisive, people use that as, you are this, so you are separate from me. But as a nurse, learning about the human body, seeing the human body, giving treatments to the human body, we respond often in similar ways. We all have a heart, two lungs. At least that's the way the body made. And yes, there are some who do not have that. But the human body, if you see, is more similar, the same, than it is different. But yet still, we want to judge what is on the outside. And that leads to a lack of caring. Having the conversations with our children is so important. Talking to them, reminding them about who they are, spirit, energy, in a divine costume, a divine dressing, to be here and to learn lessons, to express love, our earthly journey, that we're not here to fall into, you are different, so I don't care for you, I don't love you, I don't want to be around you. And instead saying, you are different for a reason. And it is an opportunity to express the divineness in myself. It's an opportunity to express love, to express care, to see beyond the physical characteristics, to understand that our Creator created us all. Our physical characteristics were not meant to be a distraction, but to be an opportunity for us to express the highest version of ourselves. That I accept you, I'm going to care for you and do what's best for myself and you, because the things that I say The things that I do are from me. And the things that we say and do basically comes back to us. The thoughts that we think, divisive thoughts versus acceptance, the divisive thoughts that we think, the unloving thoughts that we think, we're doing it with our brain. We're doing it with our heart. We're doing it with our minds. And you can see when you're doing that over and over again, you become that. And it's a lesson that you'll need to learn in another lifetime. Creating a generational love cycle is about breaking the thoughts that created the cycle of pain in the first place. This divisiveness that we see, this judgment, this prejudice, racism, intimidation, greed, low self-esteem, all of this that we see that is part of darkness, that leaves us in the dark, that has us thinking dark thoughts, doing dark actions. But it's about shedding light on this darkness and saying, I need to change this thought first within myself so that I can be this light for my children. That even though in my family, we may have judged others or not cared about others, but I see it differently. And I'm going to act differently. I'm going to create a generational love cycle. I'm going to encourage my children to care for others, to do things to help children. I see my son, a kid stepped up to the vending machine when he was younger, and we were living in Ohio. And my son, the kid came up, and I don't even think he said it. He just came up and he looked like he wanted something from the vending machine. My son had $2. He gave one of his dollars to the kid. And the father said, thank you. So I don't know if he had the money even to give to his kid. He allowed his child to take the dollar bill. And it was a little bitty kid. He was younger than my son. And my son was maybe 7 or so. And mind you, this child, his father, they were of a different color. I've seen my daughter do caring things. Caring is something that is not foreign to us. Caring is something that is innate. We have the ability to care. It's whether or not we choose to express it or not. It is an individual choice. It's never a traditional choice, but an individual choice to show people your true selves and to help your children do the same. This is Timika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. The seeds we plant, talking about caring. How can you express caring to your child? How can you express caring to yourself? What are things that you do for yourself? What are things that you do for your children, your family? Do you come home at a decent time? Do you spend time with your children? Do you have game night, movie night? Do you take relaxing baths? Do you go work out? Do you make sure you eat healthy, fruits and vegetables? What are you doing to show caring to yourself? Because whatever you're doing to show caring to yourself, your children are probably seeing it too, and how you respond to them. And your coworkers are seeing it, are hearing it, and other people are. It always starts with us, the individual first. And then we have the ripple effect. So we can either have a ripple effect of love, or we can have a ripple effect of pain. Again, this is Timika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. I'm going to stop there. I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, you can find me on Facebook and Fulfill Your Divine Purpose, where periodically on Mondays, I do a heart-to-heart talk. Some of the things that, we talk about are things that can take our joy away. And you wonder why people are having cardiac events on Mondays. There's so much stuff that we're holding in. We go through the whole week, we hold it in on the weekend, and then we express it on Monday. And unfortunately, sometimes that's expressing it in a heart attack or some other cardiac event. You guys take care of yourself. And as always, make this lifetime great because you still can.